Hello, my name's Sam Angelo, and this is my review of my blog post for week 3. I wrote on an app called CameraSim. I find the app CameraSim to be very useful for instructional design purposes and teaching basic photography skills inside of the classroom. I come from a community that is very economically challenged, and I have found that schools do not have a lot of money to afford camera equipment, DSLRs, etc. So we needed to find a way inside of our community to still be able to teach the fundamentals of photography without being able to get a camera in every child's hand. So when I went to Full Sail, I came across CameraSim and I suggested it to a couple of the professors I work with. And since then, we've pretty much adopted this as a standard way of teaching the fundamentals of photography. So, what is CameraSim? I think we need to answer that question first. CameraSim is a web-based software that allows you to experiment with DSLR camera settings. So when we look at it, we teach the exposure triangle, which we have ISO, aperture, and shutter speed. We can let the learner experiment back and forth with moving those settings around to see how each one of those settings affect the end photo that they are taking. It also allows you to practice focal length and change lighting environments so you can learn on how you need to adjust the exposure triangle to react for those other settings as well. The nice thing about CameraSim is it also provides self-based instruction and learning. So I can hand a child an iPad and they can play around with the settings, and then the app internally will say, this is a good picture, this is a bad picture, and if it is a bad picture, here are some things that you can do to improve the shot. So we'll say maybe bump up your ISO by 2 more stops to get a better exposure. A very important aspect of learning to me, and what I try to instill in my learners, is you need to play and experiment, especially when it comes to an art form like photography. It is a very creative art form. There's a lot of artistic opinion inside of the subject matter I teach. So CameraSim allows the learner to experiment with settings and learn how to manipulate them to create images which are their own, and they can feel proud of and have volition that they created something that is unique and original to them. The other part of CameraSim that I love is it's freeware. It's on the internet for free for everybody to use. So when it comes to economically disadvantaged schools or people that just want to learn photography, this is a great way for them to be able to get a piece of software into their hand at a very low cost to get them onto the same playing field as everybody else and let them experiment and play and learn and understand the basic principles and techniques of photography. Looking into the future, I think that this software has vast possibilities for expansion. If we start looking at things like AR and VR and AI being implemented into software like this, where it can give me real world scenarios and it can give me more of the feel of being in the field or positioning subjects, or AI can actually critique my photo abilities and tell me where I can improve or change settings to enhance everything that I do. I think that the world of possibilities is almost endless for app-based learning like this. One of the reasons that I specifically chose the app CameraSim is I have been looking for a solution for my broadcast engineering class. One of the things in broadcast engineering that I need to teach is how to run a video switcher. The problem is that video switcher costs $100,000, and buying 20 of them for a class isn't very practical, and trying to cram 20 kids around a 4-foot switcher and have them be able to see what's going on also isn't that practical. So I've been looking at software-based solutions like CameraSim that we could implement into teaching the video switcher in my broadcast engineering class, where the kids would still be able to get that tactile feeling and time with the equipment without actually having that $100,000 piece of equipment in front of them. I think software-based learning like this is going to become extremely popular in the future, since you don't need to make that big investment in the piece of hardware to learn the piece of hardware. All right, that is all I have to say. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in week 7. Bye.